I have a mixed history with sequencers. Some have been really fun and enjoyable, such as the Prophet Rev2. Some have had great capabilities, but have not been as fun for me to program. Enter the sponsor for this video, Arturia. Thanks, Arturia. Arturia sent me the Keystep Pro, which combines what I love about sequencing and what I want to do with sequencing into an easy-to-use interface and controller. I'm going to show you how easy this sequencer makes writing a song and some quality of life features I discovered when using it. You can always use the chapters in this video to skip to certain parts you're most interested in. Let's go! So first of all, let's talk about what a sequencer is. A sequencer will send MIDI messages to hardware, such as the Matriarch that I have here, or across from me I have the Rev2, and I'll show you later on that I have the TR-8S as well. So it's going to send MIDI messages to those, such as notes, or CCs, or PCs, which is a control change or a program change. A sequencer is kind of like a looper in that it will loop through whatever you program, but instead of audio that a looper uses, this is using MIDI messages like we mentioned. So it's kind of like having an extra set of hands playing notes for you to help you progress through a song. So how do you use a sequencer? Let's take a quick look. The Keystep Pro here has 4 tracks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's 4 individual sequencers, and each one has polyphony, 16 note polyphony. So you can program in 16 notes at once into an individual step. And you can also do mono recordings, and it has a special drum sequencer that hooks up to drum machines and allows you to program drums, where this now becomes an individual step. Let's take a look at that, and we'll start to see how you can program the sequencer right now. So we are in project 7 right now, and I'm going to go ahead and just start with a really basic 4 on the floor kind of. Alright, so there we go. Just that easy. We now have some basic rhythm. Now if we come over there's our hi-hat. Let's go ahead and stop. We're going to adjust some settings of how this gets programmed in. The Keystep Pro is really great at showing you exactly what your settings are at. So by pressing Shift, I can see the blue lights here telling me everything that is set up about this current pattern that we are on and for this track. So I can adjust my time division here to be 1/8 notes, because I think that this is probably going to better suit me to be 1/8 notes. Now each of these steps are an 1/8 note. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the metronome that's built in and can go through this little speaker here. Super handy, gives me a 4 count in before I start recording. That's as far as I'll go. I went too far. Just that. There's a mistake. Let's go into step editing. Go here, and we can see lit up is all the notes that we played. So handy. So there's a mistake. I'm playing a little F2 here, and I accidentally hit the E. So we're just going to hit erase. Boop. Bye-bye note. Now we can take a listen to our sequence again. Great. Now we need a lead line. So there's a lot of really cool random functions built into the Keystep Pro. So let's take advantage of that. What I'm actually going to do is commandeer track number 4, and we're going to switch that MIDI channel to 2, so it goes to the Rev2 as well. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to do a rhythm. Ba, 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 and then I'm going to do random notes, and we'll see what it can come up with. Okay? All right. Now, while this is playing, I'm going to go through and I'm going to use the random buttons here and random here and here. Well, this is for arpeggiators, so no, we're not going to use that. But let's see, we're going to go major, sure, and our root is C. Let's see what we can come up with. Let's see what we get here. So we're going to say random notes and random order. So it's just messing with everything. I'm going to keep flipping through a bunch and we'll see what we get, if we can find something we like. Yeah, I like where this is. There's some great other steps here too, like invert. It'll take your entire pattern and invert it. You can shift it down a semitone, up a semitone, octaves, adjust your quantization. We have swing, super fun. There's so much that you can do with this to really set up your sequences and make them engaging and dynamic and feel real, which is great. Another super helpful thing that I found with one of the more recent updates, because they're still updating this, which I think is huge, is you can send PC messages, like I had mentioned earlier. MIDI PC messages is a program change on an individual pattern. So let me show you an example of this. So on project 2, this is my song Cobweb. I've done a live performance of this with an old sequencer, and now I set it up on this new one, and I like it so much better because it sends the PC message to the Rev2. So we were just on one patch, now we're on another, just because I loaded this up, and in track 2 is the pattern I needed. So different. It just makes it really, really easy to set up entire songs and play them without any hitches or issues. And then if I switch over to another project, this should be switching over to an additional patch on the Rev2 because I set it up. See? Not a great example, but it switched patches because you can set up the PC changes. There's also this control where now these 5 encoders can control MIDI CC on the devices it's connected to. And something that I really want to play with and figure out if I can do it is adjusting the pedals via MIDI, and I haven't quite gotten to figure it out yet. So I'm going to pause real quick and see if I can figure that out very quickly. Okay. Let's just, you know what? we're going to slow it down. Yo, it's working. Ha! Okay, can I adjust the like curve? Knob acceleration. Fast. Guys, we did it. That's really cool. That's literally so cool. If you didn't catch what just happened, what we started doing is and it's getting MIDI. So I bet you the mood is following MIDI clock too. And that's why we're not getting smooth whoosh kind of things on the reverb, but it's jumping it through. But I don't care. And then I'm going to switch the mood to the delay mode. Okay, because we're sending MIDI clock, what should happen is it'll sync to MIDI clock, and so notice how there's just one hit, bum bum. Now I increase. This is cool. So in the control mode, we have the pitch knob is controlling the clock. The gate is controlling the, what is it, time, I think, on the wet channel, and velocity is controlling the modify on the wet channel. In essence, for the delay, it's the feedback, number of repeats, and then this is controlling the speed, how quickly it's going to. So really short and fast. This will be a really long. Can I record this? What? You can control, can I do multiple? Let's see. So if I go into step edit, Yes. And there's multiple settings there. Wow. That is sick. Okay. That's really cool. So yeah, you can set up a global MIDI channel and you can set that to something like a pedal, you could even set it to the Zoya. The Zoya then could take the global MIDI data for like whatever channel, let's say 4, and then it could say, hey, when I hear CC, 17 or 18, whatever that is, send it to both the mood and the gen loss at the same time to control the same knob, or specific ones. And then you can go into control, record changes over time, and then you can have a sequence going with pedals making changes at the same time in addition to these. So it's kind of like a hidden 5th track. That's really cool.